As owner and founder of Esther Inc. Insurance Agency, we are back. It is Tuesday. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. I did. We went up skiing up at Hunter. It was fun. Want to go over next week. We're going to have a special guest. Her name is Anna Masker, owner and founder of Profit Point, and she is a CFO for hire. As a matter of fact, she is my CFO for my company, and she's phenomenal, and she has a great team, and she's going to help us talk about the funding part of a business plan. As you know, we've been talking about the business plan. Hi, Josh. We've been talking about the business plan, how to put it together for a small business, and today we're just going to do an overview of the 6 different sections, and next week, don't miss it, at Tuesday at 11:30, we're going to go over exactly how to analyze and what to be asking for, what is the interest rate and how much to know to ask for a small business. Sometimes we think we know what we want, but we're not sure. So make sure that you are calculating those numbers right, and I'm going to bring the right person next week. So make sure you're with us for 11:30 Tuesday, okay? So let's go over the sections. So executive summary. It's the first section that you start with for your business plan, and it basically is a snapshot of your business, and you're going to write your mission statement. And we went a little bit over the mission statement. At another point, we'll go a little bit more detail how to put a mission statement properly together. Your company information, your products, your services. How does it meet in the community? Is it worth it? Is your services needed in that community? And we talked about that a lot because it's important that you open a business where you're going to have potential clients. You don't want to open a type of business that it's not needed or it's not a big demand, and you don't want to fail at that. So it's very important that you know that your products and services are needed. So on your executive summary, you want to add that. Your mission statement, your company information, your products and services, and your competitive advantage. What differentiates you from other businesses that may be doing the same services? Okay. The second section is the company information, the description of the nature of your business. So I'm in the insurance business, so I do personal and commercial insurance and some life insurance, term life insurance. And what is the products and what is the need? Why would this be beneficial to the community that you're going to be opening up your business or your target audience? It might not be a community. It might be online. It might be global. So what do you have that your potential clients may need? So what is the difference? And let's say that you represent brands. For example, in my business, I represent like Travelers and Hartford and MetLife and Progressive and now Plymouth Rock and many, many more. We have over 20 companies here. So I can shop for the client as they're looking for insurance. So that's the advantage I have, that I can do the work for them and really know what coverages they need, what services they need. So that's the advantage I bring. Not only I speak another language, but I have 30 years in the industry. So things like that. So you want to make sure that when you're writing that on the company description, that you have that maybe you're a hair salon and maybe you work with specific products that are, very elitist or from Germany or whatever. You want to make sure, hi Pura, you want to make sure that you are putting in on the company description not only that what you service, hi Naida, but also the brands that you represent, because that's also very good for marketing. Let's go to market analysis. Is your third section. Now the market analysis takes a little work because you have to do a little research. What is the product that you're offering? What is the price point that you have? Is it worth it in that community? And I use the example that I have a second business, which is tax preparation and bookkeeping, and I know that in certain areas I can't charge extra, so I have to make sure that I have enough profit, right? But I also have to make sure that I'm competitive in the neighborhood that I'm going to be opening those businesses. So today we have Newark and Princeton, total different communities, totally different price points. Why? Because the neighborhood, it has a different demand and a different type of services that they'll need from me. So you need to do that study first. Who is your client, and are there enough of these clients in the neighborhood that you're going to open, or online, and how you're going to target them? There's so much to go over. Describe the industry. What is the history in the industry? Well, the insurance business has been around for a long time. Actually, Benjamin Franklin was the first one that did what's fire insurance, which today is a homeowner's insurance. And why? Because when there was a fire, there was not enough money. So people would put the money together, and then they will pay for that person's loss. So it's the same concept today in a bigger scale, of course, because now we have thousands and thousands of people. So you pay a little bit, I pay a little bit, and when then someone has a claim, they take those funds who've been invested, et cetera, and they pay out the claim. So anyway, I don't want to get into insurance too much. So who's your target market? What's your market share? In my industries, we're about 3% of the GDP. So I know that history. Make sure you put that in there. Regulations, in the insurance business, there's a lot of regulation. And maybe in the hair salon, maybe the mechanic or the restaurant, I'm sure there's a lot of regulations. Make sure you noted that on your business plan. Make sure that is listed there. Also, organizational and management. My favorite part. There's two favorite parts I have here, which is marketing and sales and organization and management, because I think the most important thing is how is your business going to be run? Who is doing what? So we talked about, very important, the organizational chart, right? The CEO, the accounting department, the sales department, the marketing, the customer service department. You have to divide those sections, even if it's just you, because you need to know that all these roles have to be fulfilled. It is not easy to run a business. I could tell you it's not easy, but it is a fun thing to do. It's exciting. It's a lot of responsibility, yes, but you see the results when you're efficient. And so the more efficient you are in creating your organizational chart and your management, you will see great products, not only the great product, great results. And, I was at a board meeting this morning, and the gentleman that was running the meeting, and I thought he was very good at it. He said, people first, product second, and then technology. And it's so true. Also processes. Make sure that you have your processes in place. So let's talk about that. Who is doing what in your department? What kind of qualifications does that person have to have? What kind of personality? Like in sales, you have to have my type of personality, right? You're engaging, you're involved, you want to get to know your customer, you're there to service them. Maybe someone that's doing accounting might not want to have so much energy. They probably will get bored of that, right? So make sure that you are hiring the right person for the right department, and you want to put that in your business plan. Also, who's the owner? How do they start? Why do they start? What's the story behind them? People love to know who you are and why you started the business. I love insurance, but I had 2 little kids that I had to feed, and it was the only thing I knew how to do. And I only knew how to do that, but I also love it. So I'll talk about, Esther, the founder, started in 1999 and was in the insurance business already since the age of 16, etc., etc. And you write that story. Don't write it so blah. Write it like you're writing a story, and make sure it has the details. Don't go out of topic. And if you're a board of director, if you have a nonprofit that you want to add on your board of directors, who's on your board? What do they do? What do they bring to the table? It's very important that you do that. Okay, so now we're in the 5th section, services and product. Describe your services and product. Why does someone want to do business with you? What type of services are you providing that's different, that's not in the norm? Even if you're in a nail salon, even if you're a restaurant, even if you're another insurance agent, or maybe you're in the medical world, whatever it may be, you want to make sure that you put in what's different about you. You also want to put in the intellectual properties, if you have any, or if you're in the middle of research and development, you want to write about that as well. So that's services and product. And the last section, but the most important, is marketing and sales. What's your marketing strategy? Are you going to network? Are you going to do social media? Are you going to do print? Are you going to do billboards? Are you going to be on TV? Are you going to do educational? Are you going to do videos? What is going to be your strategy to get people to know what you do, and why it's important that people get to know what you do and find you? So it's very important your marketing strategy has to have a call to action also. Make sure, remember I talked about the difference. Marketing has a call to action, and branding just lets people know what's the name of your company, your logo, a little bit of recognition. It's about that. So the growth, what's your potential growth in the industry? So if you did your work, I knew when I opened my office in Newark that there were 300,000 people and that 60% of them owned automobiles. And back then, that's all I did, auto insurance. I later on added homeowners and then later on added small business insurance. But what's my potential growth? So I knew that in the neighborhood that I was in, mainly were all homeowners because I was in North Newark, where I grew up with my mom in my mom's home. So all that area is over 50% were homeowners, and so I knew that I had a potential of people owning cars, they own a home, they had credit, so I already knew what my potential was. So it wasn't a doubt that I couldn't sell insurance. Now, I could have stayed and opened my office at my home back then in North Edison, New Jersey, but I was in a very small community and I had no way to have clients to walk into my office if it would have been out of the home. Hi, Jocelyn. Hi, Karina. Andrea, how are you? Anyway, so sales and who are your partners, right? In my case, in the sales, I have salespeople inside the office, but I also have members. Remember, I opened a third company called Grassroots, and we have members that are selling insurance through our agencies. So what's your potential in sales? What is your process in sales? Are you going to have it scripted? Is it going to be more natural? Do you have a guide on how many phone calls? How many of those become appointment? How many of those become sales? Like, you have to know what your potentials are, and then as time goes out, you'll get better because you'll know exactly who your target audience is. You'll know them just by talking to them on the phone. I have a friend who owns she's an electrician, and she said to me that when she answers the phone call and the customer is asking for some electrical work, she has said to me that the way the person asked the questions, she knew if that was her client. She already had made a study of what were their habits. Did they go on vacation? Did they own fancy cars? Did they own big house? Were the houses 100 years old? Were they young, or newer home, etc., etc. She already knew by the way they spoke that would be her client and who wasn't her client. And we have developed that throughout the years. They've been 18 years in business. So we have developed a program that we know right away who is our client and who's not our client. And it isn't that we don't want to service everyone. I would love to service everyone, but that's a big mistake we make in small businesses. We want to be everything to everyone. You cannot be everything to everyone. You have to know who your target audience is. Who is the client you can best service? There are businesses that I cannot handle. They're too big. My staff is too small. So it would be a disservice for me to try to take that account just to make money when I know at the end of the day, I cannot service them. And we'll talk about money in another time. But so this is your 6 sections for your business plans. But please do not miss next week. If you need funding and you want to know what to ask and how to calculate and know if this is a good loan for you, you do not want to miss Anna Masker, the owner and founder of Profit Point. So this is Esther. I'm so excited. I hope this was good for you. Please stay tuned next Tuesday at 11:30. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube and check out our website, and maybe we can help you in your insurance too. So have a fantastic day. Ciao. This is Esther.